According to Tantra, which statement is true? A. Reality is divided into separate parts. B. Matter and spirit are completely different things. C. The physical world is less important than the spiritual world. Or D. The physical world is a full expression of divine potential. David, William, Pierce, welcome back. And by the end of this video, I'll share the answer, as in this video, we're going to explore one of the foundational teachings of classical Tantra, the 36 Tattvas. The Tattvas are essentially a map of reality, a map of consciousness expressing itself from its most subtle form all the way into the physical world that we experience every day. And in this video, I'll be sharing about the first 5 Tattvas from the bottom up perspective, and I'll get to that in a bit. And these are the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, wind, not air, and space. And what I love about this teaching is that it doesn't reject the physical world in favor of something spiritual. Quite the opposite. It suggests that this world, your relationships, your work, your body, your emotions, your challenges, all of it, they're part of the expression of consciousness itself. So if you've watched previous versions of this series, I thought I'd try something different this week. Each week there is a 10-question quiz based on the studies that I've been going through that week. And so for this video, I'm going to delve into the questions, elaborate on the answers, and explore why it actually matters in everyday life. Because understanding Tantra isn't about memorizing a philosophy, it's about understanding yourself. So let's dive in. Question 1. What are the Tattvas in Tantric philosophy? They are different levels of principles of reality. And this matters because most people think that reality is just what's happening around them, but Tantra says that reality is layered. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, sensations, and physical experience are all part of that reality. All of it is God expressing itself through you, around you, for the benefit of all beings. Question 2. What does the word Tattva actually mean? It literally means thatness, or principle of reality. And giving something a name changes your relationship with it. Instead of feeling lost in experience, you can begin understanding the principles underneath it. And I like thatness. And it, to me, speaks into the biblical sense of thatness. I am that I am. I think there's an interweaving there, unsurprisingly. Question 3. According to this teaching, what does the Tattva system provide? So the Tattva system provides a map of a conscious being's experience of reality. When you're confused in life, a map usually becomes helpful. And the Tattvas are essentially a map for understanding where you are and what you're experiencing. It's a way to understand your experience, to give language to it, to be able to better navigate through it. At least that's what I found in my own experience. Question 4. When studying the Tattvas from top to bottom, what process does this represent? Okay, so they are this sequential, layering of consciousness. And so you can go from the top down, the most etheric, the most intangible, the most containing of potential, down the Tattva system to the most embodied, the most tangible, the most real, the most manifest expression of consciousness. And so when going from top to bottom, that represents creation. Sense of creation, it's going from this potentiality into actuality. Whereas from the bottom up, from the most etheric, the most embodied to the most etheric, it's the dissolution. Question 5. Why is Earth considered the most complete tattva? It's for that reason, because all the other tattvas are fully expressed within it. So in a lot of yogic systems, hey buddy, there's this idea of trying to transcend the physical reality, transcend the body. And Tantra doesn't abide by this. In fact, it's the physical form, the body, the earth element, that within which the entirety of consciousness is expressed most fully. This is one of the most beautiful ideas in Tantra, that the physical world isn't separate from spirit. Your life isn't a distraction from consciousness, but simply consciousness expressing itself. It's not something to escape. It's not something to transcend. It's something to enjoy and fully experience. To not deny your humanity for your spirituality, but to allow the marriage of the two. That is love. That is the Tantric system. Hey buddy, this is Miko. Miko says hey. Which principle, question 6, is associated with the water tattva? I mean, it's kind of obvious and evident when you think about water and liquidity. It's that, flow. And this matters because you get to ask, where in your life do you need more flow? Where have you become rigid? Where are you not allowing movement, liquidity, flowing? Water teaches adaptation. As Bruce Lee said, be like water, my friend. Question 7. Which tattva represents transformation and, giving it away here, combustion? It's fire, of course. Every transformation in your life requires fire, just like the digestive fire, to transform the food you eat into the energy to fuel you into your life. Old versions of yourself need to burn away so that the new version can emerge. This is the idea of the phoenix. And in Christianity, this sense of resurrection, the old dying to give life to the new. And this is be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let the fire burn it away. Let it transform you. Question 8. What is the primary characteristic of the wind tattva, Vayu? As you might think, wind, so apparently it's not air. There's a distinction. Because wind is this sense of movement and mobility. Many people are stuck because they lack understanding. They're stuck because movement has stopped. Sorry, they're stuck because, not just because they've lacking understanding, but because movement has stopped. This sense of becoming stuck and static. It's this sense of Tony Robbins' work as well. Change your state and you change your reality. Just move. Let that movement invite change. Question 9. What role does space, akasha, play in this teaching? Well, space provides the context in which all matter and energy can appear. It is the playground within which all of the other elements, earth, fire, water, and wind, play. In the element of space, they exist in potentiality, and then they solidify into the other elements. Space is often underrated. Every breakthrough requires spaciousness. Every relationship requires space. Every insight requires this sense of spaciousness, this invitation for change, for perspective. Okay, final question. Question 10. What is one of the key insights of this week's teaching? That the physical world is a full expression of divine potential. If this teaching is true, then your life isn't less sacred because you're living it. Your challenges, your work, your relationship, and your growth are all part of a divine expression. It's all God. And I think a lot of the time we forget that. It's the opportunity to find the divine in it all. And perhaps that's the deepest insight from this week's study. The goal isn't to escape reality, but to recognize it more fully. The Tattvas remind us that every aspect of experience, from the most subtle states of consciousness to the physical world beneath our feet, belongs to the same reality. Nothing outside of it, nothing is excluded from it. So if you'd like to explore these teachings in more depth, you can find the quiz in the description. You can access the answers and the entire library of study that I've curated for free by following the link in the description. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next transmission. Cheers.